Welcome back to the Starketer, episode 14. Without any further ado, let's dive straight into this week's key activity, which is to make sure that we link all of our marketing copy, content, collateral and campaigns back to the bleeding neck problem that our service is ultimately trying to solve. Now, over the past few weeks and months, we've shared both sort of tactics around what sort of content we need to be creating, where we need to be dropping that in to have maximum effect, both pre and post sale. But what we also really need to think about and remember is that every single bit that we produce, no matter where it sits within that funnel, whether it's top all the way through to post sale, ultimately links back to the issue that we're trying to solve, aka the bleeding neck problem. Because at the top of the funnel, perhaps we're starting to talk broadly about it. By the time we get to the middle, we're talking about really what it means for you as a prospective customer. And at the bottom, we're talking about how we, our solution, can help alleviate that problem for you and stop the blood gushing out from the problem that you're just desperate to solve. Beyond the sale, we still need to be doing that. We can't just forget about why they bought in the first place. So perhaps it's about reminding of the issue at hand, because as we all know, once we've sort of bought something, we might think that we've addressed that issue. But keeping up with some well coordinated quality touch points and content beyond the sale, we can keep bringing that issue to the fore and make sure that they act on it using the technology or service that you've provided to help stop that problem in the first place. So what we need to think about as marketers is how, whenever we're getting in front of the customers, both current or prospective, we're reminding them of the problem that they have and also indicating that we, out of everyone in the competitive space, are the people to trust to solve it. Now, moving on to our key learning this week, and this one comes from the phenomenal Asia Orangio, who amongst many other incredible things is currently on the board at Moz. Now, I was lucky enough to spend some time on a webinar with her earlier in the week, and amongst so many gems and pearls of wisdom she shared, one that really stood out to me was that we need to make sure we know our customers well enough to be able to finish their sentences. Now, this is really pertinent, especially early on within a marketing function and a business as a whole, because in competitive landscapes, arguably when the reputation isn't quite there yet, or the trustworthiness or the expertise, at least perceived, we need to make sure that we know our customers so well and do that really intensive marketing research so that when a customer even begins to voice a concern, we know exactly what that is going to be so that we can deliver the perfect copy and content and campaigns so that when they see it, all they can think of is, how does this business know me so well? I've never heard of them, but they clearly know about me. And being able to create that perception really helps, especially early on when the big names haven't quite come in yet to boost that profile, so that you're worth investing in and that you can really stand out from the crowd. Now, to round off episode 14, we're going to keep it quite light with Peter Crouch of all people. Now, I'm sure many of you know already, but his podcast on BBC Sounds is one of the most popular pieces of audio that the BBC do entirely. And they decided that they needed to do some more advertising, and so who better to design a billboard than Peter Crouch himself? Now, I'll drop a picture of it in the comments below, and really, it's not the highest quality. But the reason that I find it quite inspiring is that it is memorable. And that's one of the things that really we may need to think about more often. It's perhaps not what looks slickest or what conforms to the norm of what really stands out for people. But it's how do we, through our campaigns and our marketing, be memorable enough that people want to go and talk about us and then share that with their friends. Surely that's the marketing we're all aiming for. Rather than paying for it, the organic word of mouth does that job for us. Thanks so much for watching this week. I'll be back next week with another instalment of the Starketer. Have a great long weekend, and I'll see you next time.